After the whole fight with the boys, I wasn't going to let them catch me again. Although they tried pretty much every day they tried, it felt like. If not the boys for some sort of revenge, then the girls for me getting the attention of the boys. Whether it was good attention or not, it felt like they wanted it. Running to hide in my own room was not an option since there was no lock on the inside, and trying to hold the door shut was a useless gesture because the door opened out and I knew I did not have the weight or the strength to hold it closed from more than one person at a time. I tried tripping the girls once to make them stop chasing me and threatening to kick me. I should have expected the bird's eyes to be watching the whole time the small parade tumbled into the mud after I let a branch swing and trip them all at the ankles. Not only did they chase me twice as hard the next day, but that night it was a night I was locked in my space without a meal again. It just made the effort doubled when it came to running and making sure I hid well enough to not be spotted. Hopefully in a spot I could also find a snack if I was lucky. This morning, though, everyone was woken earlier than normal. My space was nearly black as pitch when I woke up. Like every other day, but you couldn't hear the other kids running around and could not see their shadows under the door waiting for me when the doors opened. There was not light coming from under the door at all, it was so early. I could hear heavy boots on the dust-covered floor from what managed to accumulate after I had swept before bed. I was lucky I'd made sure to jam the lock in my exhaustion before I shuffled and closed the door on myself like I had been trained to by the house matriarch. Pushing the door ajar slightly, I could see the old bird was standing just behind the leader of the city guard. I had not remembered seeing him before. I could tell from the embroidery on his thick hooded cloak and the silver chain on his boot he answered to the mayor. It was a sign he worked for the town. He carried a lantern in one hand, swaying back and forth. It cast eerie shadows, while his other grip was on a sheet of parchment. It looked damp from the rain I could hear falling outside.